Good morning. There we are. Good morning, midnight coders. Even though it's first thing in the morning and it's not midnight. All right, well, it probably is midnight for some people. Well, what did we do yesterday? Yesterday we did some Kafka work. We set up Kafka, we we got the Zookeeper and the Kafka set up on our uh, in our Docker Compose so that we can spin up some containers. Yesterday we had a producer so that when people register an account, they um, they were put into there was a topic created for user registered, and some uh, we threw in some information in there. If you missed that video, link will be in link will be updated in the description at the end of this to include the last one, or you can click on the video wherever it is on the screen at the end of the video, at the end of the live stream. If I can figure out how to post edit and add it in, I'll stick it up somewhere here. All right, so yesterday we produced it, stuck it into the Kafka queue, and it was there to be consumed. So now, today, we are going to take a look at how we can pluck that out and consume it and use our existing infrastructure to just create a customer now that we've had somebody registered. So, sneak peek. I did wrap that up yesterday, so we're going to be going over the code to show you guys how it's done, and then we're going to be implementing um, another feature for the similar thing, so you can see us rebuild it. So, that being said, make sure you got that cup of coffee. Now let's dive on in. All right. So, let me jump to the back end here and turn on all of our services. Let them load up. All right. So, front end, we have it producing Kafka events or producing Kafka events and into the topics. If you missed that video, rewatch it. There will be a recap made. I will be recapping the yesterday's live stream and today's live stream, uh, just so that they, yeah, just so that they will, they'll have a summary of the two long ass live streams. Those will also be available at the end of the video, up here. Okay, so back end is on. Turn the front end on just to have it on. And so in here in our authorization service, this is where we are producing the Kafka event, and we are no longer using the HTTP requests that we were using in the past. So if we jump back to somewhere here, you can see that we used to be taking a REST client, making an HTTP request, and then validating whether or not some stuff was successful. So because we wanted to know if it was successfully sent to the back end, and we wanted to know. we've replaced all of that with just a simple Kafka event. So we created an event of a user registration, passing in the DTO object that we just created, and then we simply send it off to the Kafka topic. And that is then where we can, this will load up and initialize. It's taking a hot minute to refresh my connection, and it failed to refresh. It does that every once in a while. So here we can see the topics. There's a user register. There is one message in the queue. That was our message from yesterday. So if we clear that topic, just clear a queue, we do have a producer now that I will run over on the back end. But just know that this is the front end, and this is how we replaced our HTTP request to create a new customer. So now if we hop on over into the back end, there is the Kafka config, which is very similar to the front end. Very, very similar. In fact, I believe it's identical because we have this user event is again just a user event, so it's whenever a user is registered. Our consumer config is set up similar to our producer config, just taking in, well, the only thing different is the group ID that we're listening to. Our producer is basically identical to the one in the front end. And if we look into services, we now have a customer listener. Hop into here. This is where we listen to the event. So here's where we set this up as a service. We set this up to have a Kafka template. The Kafka template is so that I can send off another event later. The idea here is that after a user is registered and we've created them, that we would kick off an email to welcome them to the technician. So here we tell it that we want to listen to the user registered, and if I open up this again, you'll see here the topic is user registered. So we're telling it here that the topics, and this is topics, it can listen to multiple things. So you just pass in an array. And sorry, that was a little over dramatic. But yeah, this is topics. So it will take in an array. You can pass in a single array or a singleton like I just did here, or you can slap this baby with an array and with curly brackets and slap in a couple of things. But I personally don't see the point of that because it's only single listening. We're only listening to one topic to do one thing. And the group ID that we're in is the customer service group because this is the customer's service. Good morning, dude. How are you? So down here in the consumer groups, you can see that we have our customer service listening to our user registered queue or topic. So now, yes, it was just that simple. There wasn't a whole lot of configuration. There's absolutely nothing we changed in any of the other areas, aspects. There was nothing we changed inside of the customer. We just simply added a new listener service to it so that it listens to Kafka. We set up the Kafka configurations. And now if we double check our user profiles. You'll see that we have apparently myself, so we'll delete that. Go into customers. We'll also delete this so that there's no customers and no, why do I have this on this view? You're on tree. You're on tree. Okay. So let's minimize this bad boy, hop over to our website, go to localhost, and let's register. Populate some data, give it, spell things right. And we just created an account. Just like before, everything is good. But now, if we refresh, well, not that we'll see it because it would have already got consumed, but the message count is 1, because again, Kafka doesn't clear it by default. So we have 1 message that's been in there. And if we go to our backend, and if we refresh our user, you can see that we created the user. And if we refresh the customer, you can see that the customer was created as well. Now, this is the topic, or we had listened to the topic and passed in the wrong data. What? No, that's right. Yeah, no, that's right. Okay, Jesus. All right, so now we have the customer, and we have our user. So the next thing to do, I guess, would be creating a service ticket, or we could go ahead and create this whole email, but that's not a service that we have existing quite yet. So the next thing that we could do is pop back over to our front end and go ahead and log in. And if we want to create a new service ticket, we're going to want to throw that into a ticket, or into a topic, so that it doesn't get lost. So in today's little clip, we're going to make it so that when we submit a ticket, it's going to also throw in a topic, and we're going to create a new topic for probably service tickets, or service ticket creation, and then we'll jump to the back end and make a listener so that we can consume said topics, consume said bits, and we'll go from there. How did I learn? Well, I learned by trial and error. I started in 2001 with Java, and I pretty much learned by printing out console things, using the scanner to take input, and then like adding strings together and adding numbers and looping over things. And then I got into graphical interfaces with Java Swing, starting to build little GUI interfaces that were like somewhat functional. And then I started to explore how I could start to save this data that I was exploring with. And then I got into databases and SQL at first. And this was still early 2000s, between 2001 and 2010. I started learning all these different things about databases and how I could like take information from an application screen and put it into a database, get it back, and um, I don't have too many things that I'm comfortable letting a lot of people into. I suffer from a lot of like mental health issues as well as my physical issues. So I have this thing where I don't feel like I'm good enough. Um, no matter how good I am or how many people tell me that I'm good or this, that, and the other thing, I I do not feel good enough. I do not feel like I am worth it. I do not feel like um, it's just a mental health thing that I kind of struggle with every day, which is what I've been trying to get over for years, which is why I initially started this YouTube channel. Um, because I had a few of my I mentor some junior developers. I've got about 5 or 6 people that I mentor, and after a few years of them telling me that I'm worth it and I'm good, I finally built up the courage to make a YouTube channel and do some videos back in 2023. Um, and then I eventually still am trying to get over my I'm not good enough kind of mental health thing. So I do have a lot of little projects that are in the back that I have going in the background that I would love to show to the world and like bring in other developers to help me out with it. But I just feel like my code is not good enough. I'm not good enough. Why would somebody want to work with me kind of deal? And I struggle with that on a daily basis, which is again why I honestly try to do these YouTube videos to kind of help build my self confidence, if you will. Um, but like by all means, I would love to like bring you on as like an intern to learn and teach you some stuff. But like I've got one project that's relatively advanced, Rune Hero, which is a full um, RPG game in Discord that is based off of the popular game Old School RuneScape, where you can explore the land of Gielinor, level up your character, kind of like a text-based RPG, but like done through embed messages, buttons, and just allows you to explore an entire world. So I have that, which does need a lot of work. So like I would love to bring somebody on to help me out with that, but be honest, I'm also broke as fuck. I'm not really bringing in any money other than when I freelance myself to meet make ends meet. So like if I did bring somebody on, it would be completely intern based, and like sadly, unfortunately, if we ever, I can't really pay anybody right now. But like, yeah, no, I'd absolutely love to. Like, what sort of aspect are you looking to get into? Are you looking to get into more data layer? You looking to be more full stack? You looking to be more like what is what's your goal with your career or with your programming career that you want? Okay, so you're kind of so would you prefer do you like doing more standalone software than the networking side with like web apps, or like are you? So I've done I've done the thing where I've done a standalone software before, and that was where I went down the road of learning Java FX. Swing was great back in the early 2000s, but Java FX is the way to go for standalone software. If I was starting out today and only knew Java, I don't know if I'd probably go down the web MVCs, or the microservices aspect of things, learning Spring Boot and how. Honestly, I'd probably follow the same path I'm doing now. You can't you can't get away with doing just one language, so to speak. Um, However, the Java ecosystem is so well put together. Like Java as a language is lacking a few things compared to other languages, but like I definitely wouldn't go down the aspect of mobile apps. I did that in 2011. I made a small phone game, and this was before the smartphone days. This was like a flip phone. I'm talking like this was old, and it was an old. It's actually on my YouTube channel. Dig deep enough in the history, there is a clip of me running around with the old cell phone game, and I used NetBeans to build it. It was again, this was way back in the day, like again 2011. Um, Cell phone games were different back then compared to how they are now. Um, I definitely personally like if you want to go into the mobile development, Java is not as good as Kotlin, but it is still the same JVM. I've noticed that majority of mobile devices use Kotlin over Java nowadays, and still more back-end infrastructures use Java as their uh, choice of the two, but it's all JVM. So, I mean, hmm. Like I mean, like mobile development could be fun. I don't know. Personally, it's not my cup of tea. Not that I drink tea. Cheers to coffee. So, uh, so now I need to make a. Where was I doing my producer in here? Where in the hell did I do my producer at in here? Or did I do that producer in the shared file? Yeah, I stuck that mother in the here. Okay. We'll pop open another one of these bad boys. And we'll call this service ticket creation event. Or created. Yeah, creation. Alright. Add that bad boy up here. Do that, do that, do this, do that, do this. Meant to make you a record. There we go. That looks the same as that. Yeah. User DTO. Ticket DTO. Cool. And where did I use this again? This was in here, just creating, and then the Kafka template. So back into here, I'm going to need to take in a Kafka template. To be fair, I'm just going to copy this one. Copy and copy and paste that bad boy in here. Now I can come down here and event equals new service ticket event. And we're just going to pass straight up, pass in that body. Now, we should probably also touch on the fact that, oh yes, I got to go into topics. I should probably also touch on the fact that there should be some validation here. I know that the form, the form technically has required fields, I think. If not, I have to do that. But, and this needs to get changed to title. But that should all technically have required stuff. Apparently I missed a little bit of chat. Suggest me something that I could learn. You could, honestly, there's a lot of stuff that you could learn. I highly, highly recommend it. Recommend Spring Boot, Spring Framework, hands down. If you're gonna be a Java developer, Spring Framework. It depends on what you want to go down with. If you want to pick at something, I do have a Spring into Java course where I made a Spring Boot application with a Discord bot. It was kind of like a library for tracking books. It made some requests to the forget what it is now. There's an open book library, kind of like IMDb, but for books. It made some requests to that. If you don't like that kind of aspect of a Discord bot, I have another video series that's called the Shit List, which is this like lighthearted bot that honestly, my wife and a friend of ours, we always were kind of picking at each other and be like, "Oh, you're on my shit list now," and every time like somebody fucked up, there's like 5 points on my shit list, and so eventually I made a bot called the Shit List where you could put people on your list and assign them points for doing stupid shit. And yeah, no, it was just kind of a lighthearted Discord bot. I do a lot of Discord bots myself. I find them pretty fun and pretty interactive. I kind of love Discord. So I mean, it really depends on, like, I wrote a full out e-commerce thing for Discord where you could have where like influencers could have like a full out shop on their Discord thing. Everything goes through embeds, and then it processed everything through PayPal and whatnot. No, I highly recommend, if you're going to be just a Java developer, learn Spring Boot as a framework and as a tool. It is amazing. It's going to get you far. And honestly, most professional places are using Spring Boot in the back end for their own microservices. So it is something that I would highly recommend learning. Yeah. Honestly, they're Art. I'm gonna call you Art. I think that's part of your name, Artify. Art. I'm gonna butcher that if I try. If you were working with Swing, I highly recommend Java FX. It is a huge step up in your user interface design for making some software and some standalone applications. If you want a user interface highly recommend Java FX. It allows you to, there's a complete GUI for it, so you can still do drag and drops, but it's got a little more HTML style to it, where you can style things a lot better than the old 90s looking swing interfaces. Right, so into my Kafka topic, we need to make another topic. Service ticket. Sure, I think that's right. I think that's what I used. Cool. We'll copy this, jump back here, we'll get rid of this, and we'll do Kafka topic, service ticket creation. There we go. Topic name. Get topic name. And we're also going to pass in body dot email. Oh yeah, the employee ID is the email address. That's right, I think. If not, we're passing in the employee ID. All right. Art, I'm not too sure, to be honest with you, what the if it depends on what it is that you're looking to kind of do and go into. Because software creation, like if you're looking to do just general software, then yeah, learning Java FX would be great. In my opinion, the world seems to be focusing more on things that are cloud-based or like web app sort of structured. Um, which is funny because the browsers dropped Java, but now it's kind of everything seems to be kind of going back to the browser, but in a different aspect. Um, there are some job opportunities for it. I would say, I'd have to say, like, I can't see why there wouldn't be. But again, it depends on what aspects you're looking to get into. If you're looking to do straight UI, I'd probably recommend learning a little bit of back-end stuff as well. But like, what sort of aspect are you looking to kind of go for as far as you say you're fresh out of college with some with some experience? So the rest of this can be removed. Okay, so the rest of that's to be removed because we don't need this though. Mm. Why is that was the right one where I'm posting a new note? No, this is updating service notes. Jesus. Oh, that's posting a new service. Why do I have this named? Oh my Jesus, do I have this poorly named? Yeah, it's taking in all this shit. And then making a post to here to create the ticket. No, that's not. That's updating it. Where the hell am I creating one at? Website, resources. Yeah, submit new service ticket. API tickets. Do I not have an API tickets? What? How the hell am I submitting tickets then? What? Okay, I'm also only passing in shitty data. So, oh shit, that's what I did. Ticket controller. Ah, okay. And here I thought I had this all in the API. Why do I have this here? What the hell was I thinking? Okay, whatever. Yeah, so I got this in the wrong area. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. Yeah, I love when I do shit like this. Cool. Get rid of that. Do this. Do that. Service request. Okay, so this is going to be changed. Copy this. We're going to go into here and change this to a service request. Oh my god, a request DTO. Even though it's not nine, whatever. Yep, cool. Template. I gotta copy you out of here. That can be removed. Copy this. Remove that. Clean up the that. And get rid of that nonsense. Come back into here. This. Rid of that. And this is customer email. That's good. And now we can get rid of that HTTP request. Clean up the imports. Okay, and that'll post a new ticket off the. There we go. So that'll be happy. That'll send off to our back end. So now I do have to, before we get into our back end, I gotta update the shared. Uh, mm, So this is going to take care of sticking it into a new topic, and that's all good and good. And now I'm making a push to get this so I can come into my back end. And I want to do an update, rebase, get those files so that I can come down and make another listener. This one is going to be, this is not in here. Although I'm going to need references from this, because now I got to go build this in the ticketing aspect. So in here, we're going to have to make some new services, new configs, and get everything going here. What up, Grills? Welcome to the stream, dude. All right, boys, I need to fill this coffee cup up because it's getting kind of low. I will be back in just a moment. When I get back, we're going to get the ticketing service set up so that it is listening to some Kafka topics and pulling those in. So just give me a quick minute while I grab some caffeine. If yours is getting low too, I advise you to take advantage of this little break and fill up that cup. And if you made it this far, hit that like button and let's hack YouTube's algorithm. All right, I'll be back.